Ellie.
And Jesse. And this is Design for Adventure.
We're a married couple figuring out family travel, Disney trips, running races, parenting,
And how to make adventures actually work in real life.
Yes, we travel with our kids.
And still manage to have a good time.
And if you love making memories and want an adventure that fits real life, you're in the right place.
Hello, and welcome to another episode of Design for Adventure. Today we're going to talk a little bit about my current job, that of Chief Chaos Coordinator and Director of Domestic Survival. My main duty is managing small but very emotional humans and ensuring that they're not only surviving, but also thriving. My main duties include, but are not limited to, providing a healthy, well-balanced meal that they will not eat, convincing little tyrants that no, you can't have chicken nuggets for every meal, no, you can't just drop your pants to your ankles and pee in the neighbor's yard, and yes, you do have to wipe your bottom after going poop. Which, that reminds me of a t-shirt I saw recently. It was a little boy wearing a t-shirt that said, "Born to poop, forced to wipe." And if that isn't our son right now.
Oh my gosh, yes.
Yeah. Also, my main duties include not cursing every time I step on a toy that was left on the floor. Not being able to use the bathroom with some peace and quiet, because you know if it's quiet, that means something really bad is happening or about to happen. Always being the bad guy, because I'm the responsible for like 90% of the discipline. And trying to maintain my self-confidence through the cries of, "I don't like you," or "I only want mama," from a toddler that is going through a very intense mommy phase. You guessed it, I'm a stay-at-home dad. That's my day in a nutshell. Any questions?
So many questions. Why can't they have chicken nuggets for every meal?
Do you want me to allow that?
Probably not.
Yeah, I didn't think so.
I'll argue that the 90% discipline, though, I feel like
It's more like 95%?
No. When I am home, I discipline.
You do.
I'm just not home during the day.
Right.
So I would say it's maybe like 70-30. We split the duties when I'm home.
I still say 90.
They just don't listen to me. I can use you to threaten them, and it works.
Right, yeah. So again, I'm the bad guy. Yeah. Anyway, so we wanted to do this episode about me being a stay-at-home dad, kind of what I've learned, some strategies that I have learned to help make the days go smoothly. And then I think you're going to want to hear this too, because you're constantly asking, what do I do all day?
You never tell me. I ask you, "Hey, how's it going? What are you guys up to today?" And you're always like, "Fine. We did schoolwork."
No.
And that is all you do, period. That is all you respond.
We'll talk more about this later. I'll go more in depth into what our days look like. But your text, do you text me like 5 times a day and just ask? Nope. All it says is, "How's it going?" Which that just opens the door for a one-word response like, "Fine."
Well, you know that's not what I want, though.
Well, ask better questions.
Well, okay. What should I be asking then?
Let's just talk about this. All right. So, I have been a full-time stay-at-home dad for almost 3 years now.
It's kind of crazy to think about that.
Yes, it is. It is crazy. And I'm now at a point where I'm fairly confident in what I'm doing. And like I said, I maybe have some advice I can share with other dads that find themselves in this situation maybe for the first time, because some confidence certainly was not always the case for me in this role.
No, I remember the first time, because you were a teacher before this.
Yes.
And the first time you were going to stay home with our oldest.
He was 4 months old at the time.
4 months old, summer break, and you were like, "I got this."
Yeah. Irrational confidence on my part.
8 hours later.
Well, no, I'd say like 3 days.
3 days into it, you were, I don't know, you were looking for other jobs.
Yes. You kind of exacerbated that, though, because I would like to get your opinion on this, because I don't remember exactly what had happened. Maybe our son was like extra fussy that day or something, but it had been a rough day, and you did not inform me that you were going to be working late that night, and I just remember I'm waiting for like 5 o'clock because you're going to be home. I can take a break. It's going to be okay. And then you didn't show up until like 7 o'clock, like right when it was dang near it was time to put our son to bed. Yes, that was a very frustrating. And like I said, a simple text saying you're going to be working late would have been nice.
I told you.
You did not. Anyway, I am super frustrated because it had been a long day. But at the same time, I knew that the problem was me. I know that our 4-month-old son, didn't know anything about anything, and that I was the issue. So I just Google searched how to be a good stay-at-home dad. And the most important thing I learned from that night was that I simply needed to get out of the house. I'm a fairly extroverted person, and just being cooped up inside the house with a 4-month-old was kind of driving me crazy. Now, but on the other hand, the other side of that, taking a 4-month-old out in public is also like a daunting task because you need multiple extra diapers, multiple pairs of clothes in case he poops out. You need snacks, toys, you need bottles, a bottle warmer, all that stuff. So that was kind of a daunting task, and I think that's why I was staying inside in the first place. But I learned that I needed to get over that and put the effort into accumulating all those things and just get out. And whether it's go to talk to a friend, whether it's just to take him to a park or take him to a walk, not that he could do anything at a park, but just for me to get out of the house, that was very important for me. So that was my first lesson. So then I eventually went back to work that summer, and we sent our son to daycare. And that's when the problems began.
So for previous to you staying home, I was on maternity leave and I was able to take some extra leave. We had our parents each come down for a week to watch our son. So our son hadn't been in daycare yet. So he just turned 6 months old was when he started daycare, because we were able to just work it out with your summer vacation, basically.
Yeah. So that worked out well. So yeah. And then it was 2 years of him being in daycares, and if he didn't get kicked out, by the time it was summer break, it was them saying, "Oh, hope you don't come back." Essentially.
I don't think anyone said don't come back.
Yeah, it was like, yeah, hope we don't see you again.
I never got that impression.
Well, because I was the one that always picked him up.
True.
I got that impression. And then eventually he finally did get kicked out of a daycare, and that was when we were like, okay, the daycare setting is not appropriate for him right now.
And to be clear, our son, he was a biter.
An aggressive biter.
And so he would bite us, he'd bite his friends, he'd bite his teachers.
He was non-discriminatory.
Yes, he just would bite anyone. If he was frustrated, he bit. So it was his defense mechanism.
Yeah.
And it was rough. Trust me, if you have a kid that's been bit, trust me, the parents on the other side are frustrated too.
The parents of the kids that's doing the biting?
Yeah.
They're incredibly embarrassed and sorry.
And frustrated, yes, and trying everything.
It's not like we wanted him to bite. Yes, we were trying everything. So, yeah, he eventually did get kicked out of a daycare, and we realized that I was going to have to stay home with him. And the question became, why me? Why do I have to stay home with him? And the answer was, you made more money than me. Your job provided all the benefits, plus your active duty military. So it really was no option.
I couldn't quit.
Yeah, you couldn't just quit. It was all on me. Now, I'm in a couple stay-at-home dad Facebook groups, and I see posts about this particular subject fairly frequently, and it bothered me at first. I was pretty insecure about being a stay-at-home dad at first, because I believe a man should provide for his family, and even though you made more money than me, I was bringing in a decent amount too, but then that ended, so at that point, what am I providing? The other thing was, my family and my closest friends, we pick on each other a lot, and I love that about us. I love that we are comfortable enough with each other that we can make fun of each other, except when you're insecure about something. So I was certain that three of my family members and one of my closest friends were going to give me a lot of crap about being a stay-at-home dad. So as a defense mechanism, I came up with this to as kind of a way to disarm them when they inevitably did start picking on me. I was going to say, yeah, it's definitely not what I would like to be doing, but a man has to do what's best for his family, and at this point in time, this is what's best for my family. But to my shock, I never had to say that. But the three family members that I thought would pick on me all thought it was really cool that I was the stay-at-home dad, and they all said that they wish they would have spent more time with their kids when they were younger. And my friend, he was just like, "Oh, that's cool," and then kind of changed the subject. And he's known for making backhanded, sarcastic comments, so I was just expecting something like that. But no, nothing no, he didn't say anything at all. So it was really a non-issue. And it's kind of funny because I can tell you, it was my friend Dave, and again, he will not listen to this podcast, I'm sure. But the other thing is, he and I had this conversation 4 months ago or so, and I told him about that. how I was really insecure about being a stay-at-home dad, and I just knew he was going to give me grief about it. And he said, no, why would I do that? He's like, sometimes I don't want to go to work or I don't get along with my boss, so I'd rather stay home too. And I said, all right, well, yeah, I understand, but I'm not insecure about it anymore, so you can make fun of me all you want now. I don't care. But he still didn't. Now, just because I had that line in my pocket to use it if I needed to, doesn't mean I actually believed it. And it didn't help that we were living in at that time, we were living in a big city where we didn't have any friends. Because I would take our son, there were a bunch of different parks around us. I would take him to a different park every day. And like no other parents would give me the time of day. And like I said, I'm an extroverted person. So that was really frustrating that no one would talk to me as our kids are standing or playing together there at the playground. And that brings up another classic stay-at-home dad issue that stay-at-home moms really want nothing to do with you. And I don't understand why, because we're all in the same boat. Like, why can't we just have a little conversation while our kids are there playing together?
I've noticed that too. Even when we moved here, when things were a little bit better, I remember we met a family. They had kids the same age. They lived near us. And I had just happened to be off work that day. So we had gone to a park. And the mom was like, oh, can we connect to have like play dates? And I said, well, you should connect with my husband because he's the one that stays at home. She's like, oh, am I allowed to do that? Like she didn't know if she was supposed to give her information out to a guy. So I can see some concerns there as a woman for safety concerns. But yes, it was like, well, yeah, he's right here with the kids. Like, It's okay. And I think it's gotten better when our oldest got into school and you were able to kind of connect with the parents and they saw you weren't a weirdo.
Well, yeah, and that's the thing, because I do think this might be kind of a regional thing, too. I mean, it's all in where you live, because that was in Texas, and then we moved to Virginia, and I made more friends here in Virginia in the first 2 weeks than I did in 2 years in Texas.
That's true. It's also, in Texas, no one went outside, so it was hard to make friends, because it was so hot. Everyone stayed inside. Even when you would go outside for parks, the playgrounds were covered. You could only go in the morning before the sun came up and made everything so hot it would burn you. And I mean, we had so many kids who lived on our street and we never saw them.
Yeah, nobody was ever out.
No, because it was just so hot. In the winter, maybe. And that's the only time we'd ever see kids.
Well, no, because if it's below 60 degrees, everybody thinks it's freezing.
No, good point.
Yeah.
So here it was a little bit different, where I think it was just more kids are outside all the time. It's never too hot to be out here. Yeah. Maybe like 1 or 2 days a year, but then you go to the pool.
So, yeah, you mentioned Virginia, and that brings me to, by the time we moved to Virginia, we had our daughter also. So now we have 2 kids. Like I said, I made friends right away here. And at this point, I did start to realize just how much I was contributing to the household by managing all the day-to-day things, because it is a hassle driving kids back and forth to everything and just doing all the household stuff. So that's kind of when I stopped being insecure about being a stay-at-home dad. It took a while. And I
think, too, there's a lot of transition. I remember us talking about, like, dishes and cleaning and some of those other chores that I typically had done. But when you were staying home, I think I remember saying, if you want me to parent more when I'm home, and I didn't mean it like maybe you do some of these things when you are at home. So you started doing a few of the dishes, like the morning dishes. So I would
lunch.
And lunch, and I would still do all the cooking and dinner dishes. Like that was still my thing.
I think there was a pause there after the cooking. I do all the cooking.
Oh, you do all the cooking. Yes. Let's be clear. You've always done all the cooking. You don't let me in the kitchen. And you started doing all the grocery shopping. You started doing a lot of the cleaning, especially when we moved here.
Yeah.
With the kids, having them help out too. And that just helps too, because then on the weekends and when I'm home, I can take the kids out of the house. I can take the kids and give you a break.
Or we could take like a road trip or something.
Yeah, so it really was, normally we'd split things pretty 50-50 with just those household chores, as most married couples, I think, do. But then it was like, well, to give you more of a break, you took on a little bit more of the household chores just so then I could take over when I got home.
Yeah.
And then what you didn't mention is when you started staying home, I was pregnant though. I was very pregnant. I was like 7 months pregnant.
Yeah.
So it was a bit of a, there's just a lot of learning curves during all of that.
Well, and I would say that was pretty easy though, because it was just one kid. He was 2.5 years old at that point.
Yeah.
And I mean, that was fun because we would sit down and eat breakfast every morning and say, hey, do you want to go for a hike? Do you want to go to a playground? Do you want to go to a museum? And he would tell me what he wanted to do, and that's what we would do.
Yeah.
It was easy. It was fun at that point.
We also had the zoo pass too.
For the zoo, yeah. So now, here's the part you have been waiting for.
What do you do every day?
What do we do every day? Yes, because like I said, we don't let our kids use screens except for TV a little bit. So yeah, no phone, no iPad, no tablet, nothing like that.
We don't even own an iPad or
we
tablet.
don't own anything. You and I each have a phone, but other than that, we don't own anything
a laptop,
like that. So I do have a background as a teacher, like we talked about earlier. So I do have structure to my day, but I'm not anal retentive enough to get upset if I have to deviate from it a little bit. So on a normal day, this is kind of how it goes. We eat breakfast. Then since it's the summer and it gets hot, we go play outside right after breakfast. And then the kids also exercise. So this is mainly for our 5-year-old, but it works out because we have a daughter who's approaching 3. She'll be 3 in a few months. And she wants to do whatever her big brother is doing. So exercise kind of looks like he can ride his bicycle. We live on a cul-de-sac. And if you go to the end of the cul-de-sac and back to our house, it's almost a half a mile, just a little short of that. So he rides his bicycle down around the cul-de-sac and back at least once if he's feeling sprightly, maybe a second time. And then sprightly, yeah. And what our 2-year-old is doing at that point, she has her little car that she rides on, so she wants to follow him, and she's yelling at him, 8 for me, 8 for me. So that's how she's getting her exercise in. Or our driveway is on a hill, so sometimes I'll make a game to where he has to run up the hill a few times. It's just something to get him moving, to get some wiggles out. The other thing is he has chores every day, so he has to do his chore after he exercises. Play outside and exercise, do your chore. As far as chores go, it depends on the day. Sometimes he has to pick up toys. That's twice a week. He picks up his room. That's once a week. He takes the trash out. He brings the trash back in. And then the other days he waters plants.
He also does the silverware.
Silverware, yeah. Puts silverware away after the dishes have been done, and then helps with his laundry too.
Yeah, so we're trying to make him fold his laundry. It's going okay.
Yeah, it's a work in progress. So he has to do his chore, and then his sister usually tries to help as well. We have to read for at least 10 minutes, and he's at a point where he can sort of read. So I read to them, but then I try to get him to read as much as he can as well. We have to run whatever errands need to be run. And I can't shake the teacher that's in me. I do make him do schoolwork over the summer. Right now, he's only 5. He's going into kindergarten, so it mainly consists of handwriting at this point, but I do throw in some math as well. And a thing I like to do is take the sidewalk chalk out and give him math problems on our driveway. And I turn that into an exercise thing as well, where he has to run to the bottom of the hill, pick a piece of chalk, and then run to the top of the hill and answer the math problem. And then run back to the bottom of the hill, pick a different piece of chalk, run back up, and answer the next math problem.
He surprisingly loves that.
He does. Oh, he loves it, yeah.
He is so fun to watch him do it.
Yeah. And then the other thing that they have to do before the TV can be turned on is that they have to create something. And that could just be anything. It could be drawing a picture. It could be coloring a picture. It could be building something out of magnet tiles. It could be our son really loves to create terrariums for bugs outside, so he could create a new terrarium.
No plastic container is safe in our house.
No,
if he can get his hands on one and I have my back turned, it's outside full of dirt.
Yeah, it becomes a home for bugs. Yes. And then, like I said, his sister just follows along and does whatever he does to the best of her ability.
It's really cute too, because sometimes they'll work really well together. Like, sometimes they'll fight at first. Sometimes I'll just ignore it and see if they can work it out. Or maybe just a word in there like, hey, figure out how to share it. And then usually that works. And usually they all of a sudden start playing together.
Yeah.
Like our oldest gives the piece to our youngest to place on the castle, like the magnet tile to place, or tells her how to do it, or says, oh, that's a good idea, let's do it that way. It's actually really cute to see how they start working together. Just let them fight it out for a minute or two, and then all of a sudden they're like, oh, it's more fun if we figure this out
and work together.
Yeah,
absolutely.
So I try and do very little involvement when they start fighting, unless someone's about to get hurt.
Yeah. So, and all that usually brings us up to pretty close to lunchtime. And then we eat lunch. And, at that point, it's like 12:30 or 1 o'clock in the afternoon. And it's the heat of the day. So I'm okay with turning on the TV for a little while at that point and letting them watch some TV.
You like to let them watch, too. It's like Number Blocks and Alpha Blocks?
I say it's educational shows. Number Blocks, Alpha Blocks. He has a fish show that he likes to watch. They give a lot of great information about different types of fish. So yeah, it's only educational stuff. It's not mindless garbage.
Yeah, we try and find like things that where he's going to learn, and it's incredible too. These fish shows, animal shows, these ant colonies. People create ant colonies and things, and how much he can just talk about. I didn't even know there were that many different species of ants, and he knows them all, and he can tell you how they look different. So it's a kind of incredible. It's pretty incredible. So yes, we don't like the TV, but you need a break. We need to clean the kitchen. Like, you need a moment of just no screaming. But yeah, so Alpha Blocks and Number Blocks, though, if you have not heard of them or tried them, I highly recommend both of them. Yeah,
you can find them on YouTube. They are fantastic.
Yeah, that's probably how our daughter is so well with the alphabet already, and then our son's math skills are probably, that show really helped.
Pretty advanced, yeah. You mentioned earlier, you give me grief because you never know anything that goes on during the day. And you ask me, how's it going 12 times a day? I mean, that's how it's going. That's our day.
You could just tell me that.
But it's the same thing every day.
I don't care. These are my children. This is you. I want to know.
See, like I said, our days are structured the same way unless we go somewhere like to a battlefield or a museum or something. And at that point, I am telling you, I'm keeping you updated on what we are doing. But if we're not going to a battlefield or a museum, or he doesn't have some sort of camp or something, that's our day.
This is breaking news, people. This is brand new news to me. I have finally discovered what my children and husband do every day.
Oh yeah, to your surprise, we don't just watch TV all day.
I know you don't. That's why I ask what you're doing, because I know you don't let the kids watch TV. No. Half the time I come home, I'm like, have you watched TV yet? And they're like, no. I'm like, okay. Yeah. What did you do then?
Yeah. Okay, so with that being said, do you have any other questions for me as a stay-at-home dad?
Being a stay-at-home dad, obviously our kids also stay at home, but we did see the benefit, especially when we moved here, of how we needed to get our son at least socialized more. Because we have the biting habit, we figured we had finally nipped that in the bud. We had, I would say, fixed it, solved it. He wasn't doing it anymore. We did decide to send him to daycare. It was like a preschool.
It was preschool, yeah.
2 days a week.
3 days a week.
3 days a week initially. And he responded well, because really our only goal with that was socialization with other kids, and
learn to be nice to your peers.
Yes, and listen to teachers too. Yes. Because we knew eventually kindergarten would come. That was a big thing, but you still worked with him on the days he wasn't in school. You still had him. You still did these things with him. So
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So that was a benefit. And even if we didn't do that, I would say we still tried to find little soccer leagues for him to be in, so he could still, again, be with other kids. He'd have another adult that was in charge he had to listen to.
Yeah.
Like, respect other authority, other than me threatening to use you against him.
Oh, yeah. Uh-huh.
And so that's also, I think, it's been helpful too. And it gives you one-on-one time with our daughter.
Yeah, absolutely. Even though she hates it.
The funny thing is, she says she only wants me when she sees me. But when you leave, she asks where you are. She's always like, where's Daddy? And I'll tell her, oh, he's, out or running. Oh, okay. Like, it's a sad okay.
Yeah,
she does miss you. I love you.
All right. Well, I'll believe it when I see it. Now, there was one other thing I wanted to talk about, because, like I said, I'm in those stay-at-home dad Facebook groups. And something I see a lot, well, I'll just say, I looked up divorce rate amongst families or couples where the dad stays at home. And I couldn't find anything recent, but in 2016, a study from Harvard said that marriages in which the father stays at home with the kids are 32% more likely to end in divorce. And like I said, I see this relatively frequently in these groups where it almost seems like the woman completely loses respect for the man. And a lot of times they don't share finances. They don't combine finances.
Oh, jeez.
So, yeah. So
if you're a single income family, you have to.
You would have to, yeah. Because the way these guys say it, it's like my wife gives me X amount of dollars each month. So it's like an allowance.
That's terrible.
I find that incredibly demeaning.
Yeah, because then you're treating him as an employee, not as your spouse. That is a spousal income. I mean, if you have trying to make a marriage work, it's not my money and his money, it's our money.
Yeah.
So especially on a single income home, you have to be able to, that there is only one income to draw from. You can't give your spouse, wow. I don't remember you telling me that part of this.
Oh, I hadn't told you that.
Yeah, the allowance part. Should I give you an allowance?
No, because I handle all of our finances anyway.
You know you do.
But I feel like that would be a big help to families that are struggling with this. Is just you got to combine finances. You have to be on the same page from a money standpoint, and I think goes even if you are a dual income family, you should still be on the same page financially.
I mean, you have to trust your spouse. I mean, you got married and I'm assuming you're planning on living with them forever. There should never be in your mind that you're protecting yourself for divorce, because then the marriage is already doomed for failure if that's where you're headed. Yeah. Like if that's what you're protecting yourself for. Yeah. It doesn't make sense.
Well, on that note.
Oh my goodness.
And another thing I see on the Facebook groups are guys feel like they kind of let themselves go from a health and working out standpoint because they just don't have much time to take care of themselves. And I totally understand that. One way, I love to run, so I find a way to fit runs in regardless. Like I woke up at 5:45 this morning to go to the track to do a workout. You can wake up early. We have a single stroller and a double stroller that we can use to put the kids in so I can go for a run, either individually or with both of them. Now, the double strollers do get expensive, but you did a good job you found a used one like on Facebook Marketplace, didn't you? Isn't that where you got that?
Yeah, it was a consignment sale.
Or consignment sale.
So, yeah, if you need a double, especially if you're pregnant or, because we bought it when I was pregnant. I was like, we were going to need this in the future, and it was such a good deal. I bought it. We didn't touch it for like 6 months, but it's like it's coming.
So look for those deals because they are out there.
Yeah,
and I know those things are expensive.
They're extremely expensive, but put an alert on Facebook Marketplace. It's worth a drive if it's like an hour or 2 hours away, because I mean they're like $700, $800 new, and we got ours for like $200, so it's worth it in our book, and we've used it so much for everything.
Yes.
So it's definitely just start looking for them now. Go to the consignment sales, go to the used kids places and ask them to alert you when someone comes in with one. It does happen. So yeah. And
I used a double stroller last week, even though our 5-year-old doesn't really fit in anymore.
Oh my gosh, that's why it's so heavy.
It's a great workout, running and pushing 80 pounds of children.
Plus the stroller, that's over 100 pounds right there.
Probably.
With stroller and kids.
Yeah, I don't know if the stroller weighs 20, but it's got to be close.
35.
It's 35? That stroller weighs 35 pounds?
The double is a 35-pound.
So that was 115 pounds.
Yes.
Holy cow, I did not know that. Wow. Wow, that was a great workout. So yeah, it comes down, you gotta just make time for it. Find workouts that you like to do. I know not everybody likes to run, but you just gotta make time for it.
And it's so beneficial for your kids to see you work out.
Definitely.
It's extremely beneficial. I don't remember what the studies were. It was like if a kid saw one parent working out, it like improved their like self-esteem and ability to work out and health by like a certain percentage. But if they see both parents working out, it was like through the roof. So don't be afraid to work out with them. I do like workout videos either on YouTube or I have some DVDs and stuff. My kids do them with me. It's hilarious to watch them. Yeah. They do try and crawl on me when I'm on the floor. But besides that, it's part of the workout. And I know there's so many YouTube videos out there. There's Instagram, TikTok videos of workouts to do with your kids, especially when they're babies. You use them as the weights.
Well, I was going to say, yeah, I used to do that with our son when he was a toddler. You could just Google like toddler exercise videos or something like that.
Yeah.
And yeah, it was a series of like squats and lunges and then using him as like a bench press and putting him on my back and doing push-ups. Oh, the kids love it.
They absolutely love it. And they get excited if they even see me bring out the yoga mat with the weights.
Yeah.
Like they're instantly wanting to do it. And I was never one who was going to be able to do push-ups with my son on my back, but he would try and do them with me, and it's hilarious to watch. And it's just so healthy because then they think that's normal, that us working out is normal, and that's a normal thing to do.
Yes.
Yeah, you can find time to just do it with them.
Yeah.
If you're tired, do it with them.
Yep. That's another thing too. I forgot about this, but it is exhausting being a stay-at-home parent. So I won't lie. We mentioned we'd usually turn the TV on after 1 o'clock in the afternoon, and when I get the dishes done and stuff, I go sit on the couch in between them, and I kind of doze off for 10 or 15 minutes. I'm sitting in between them. They're watching TV. They're safe, and 10 or 15 minute quick little nap, and I am set for the rest of the day. I'm good to go. That doesn't happen every day.
Well, I know you do wake up early sometimes to run.
Yeah, it did happen today.
Yeah,
because I did wake up early and ran and did a workout.
Woke up early. It's also getting used to it too. Your body adjusting to that. You know, I'm sure the first few months, especially adding the second child in, was exhausting. Yeah. But then you get used to it.
You do.
Mm-hmm. You build up a tolerance, I guess. I don't know how else to say it, but yeah, you got used to it.
Yep. So I hope if there's any other stay-at-home dads out there that are kind of struggling with it, I hope this could help. And yeah, I think that's all I have.
I know I'm very thankful that you stay at home with our kids because I know that is the best option for them. So I know at first you struggled with it, losing your job and talking to adults every day.
I do miss the adults, yes.
Yes. But I do think for our kids it is the best, and they have thrived having you be there, despite what our daughter might say.
So you're not going to divorce me?
I'm absolutely not. How would I eat? I would starve.
You would. Keep that in mind. Thank you.
That's why you don't let me go in the kitchen, so that I could learn how to cook. No divorce in sight. I'm very happy you're home. It's going to be a sad day when you do actually go back to work, I think.
Not for me.
I like it when you're home when I come home. So, yep. So I hope this episode was helpful for you. Maybe send it to someone else you know who's a stay-at-home dad, or even a mom who's struggling or maybe thinking about becoming a stay-at-home mom or dad. So until next time, bye.
Bye.
Thanks so much for listening to Designed for Adventure.
If you enjoyed this episode, make sure you're following the show and leave a quick review. It really helps more families find us.
You can also find us on Instagram at Designed for Adventure Pod and Facebook at Designed for Adventure.
Until next time, don't be afraid to get out there and have an adventure.